Hi, this is Jesse Sandifer. Today we'll be doing a tutorial on how to link your morph targets to a facial control so you can have an easier way of animating your face and the different morph targets within them. There's just one way of doing it, and some of this will get kind of technical, but don't have a whole lot of time to go into the way some of these things work within Max, but it's just a proven method the way it is, so we'll go through it and do the very best we can with explaining what it is that I'm doing as I go along. So we'll get started. We've got our base mesh here with two morph targets, a left blink and a right blink. We'll go ahead and add these to a modifier called morpher. In the modifier stack, go ahead and add it to your base. Right click on empty, pick from scene, and then click on your morph target. And you go ahead and delete those now they're cached into your base. So we see that the spinners work great. So we'll make our control for it now using a rectangle as the limits for the actual control. So we'll get it kind of squared off here. And we'll add the circle, which will be the actual element that you'll be animating once you get it rigged. So bring it in there, kind of get it all nice and pretty looking there, and align it to the rectangle. So now we'll link it to the rectangle. Kind of need to change the colors here so we can see the controls better. That definitely doesn't work, so let's try something a little darker, just like a black. Okay, so we got that going now, so we can see we move the rectangle, the circle follows. Let's go ahead and rename the circle and the rectangle to have more of an appropriate name. So now we'll go into animation menu, the IK solvers, and we are going to pick HI solver. And we'll link that to the rectangle, hide the IK, and now we will go into the IK tab, and within here is where you can set some limits for the circle and for the rectangle. Now, the rectangle has a habit of moving around has a habit of moving around with the circle unless we give it a limit on its rotation. So we'll do that here. We'll just make it all inactive. Disable all that. That seems to work. Keeps it all nice, the same spot. Do the same thing for the circle, but we'll be doing things more in the sliding joint menu here. So we'll go ahead and activate all of these and put them on limited, and we'll limit them to half of the width of the rectangle. That'll make sense later. So the width of the rectangle is 6, so we'll make it -3 to 3, then -3 to 3, and then 0 and 0 on the Z. We don't need anything moving in the Z direction. Right now we will adjust the position subcontrol on the circle itself, which will make sense later. Go ahead and pick on the question mark and pick Bezier. Go ahead and save my stuff just in case the worst happens. Alright, so now we'll go into a thing called Reaction Manager, also in the animation menu. On this Reaction Manager we have things called masters and slaves. Master will be the actual circle, and then that will control a morph target, the slave. So now we'll add the master. Like I said, it will be the circle. Go down to the FK subcontrol position, click on that, and now we'll select it and then add slave. Click on your mesh, go to modified object, morpher, then left blink. And you can see we have the value of the morph target at 0 whenever the circle is at 0, 0, 0. So that's its initial state. add the other blink. Same idea. Alright, we'll go into parent mode. That way we can tell how far we are within our limits within that rectangle since it's the parent of the circle. Alright, we will go the farthest limit to 3, -3. So when it's down, to the right side, the right blink will be down. So we'll hit that little create and then type in 100, which basically means whenever that circle is in that position, the morph target will be at full strength at 100%. So when we move that circle around, it'll move it based on the position of that circle, which will make more sense later after we get all this kind of set up. Do the same thing for the left blink and the other side. Make it 100. And we'll notice that if we want to close both eyes, we need to adjust this. So we'll raise it to 150, which doesn't quite work. I think 180 is going to work the best. This way, when we want to close both eyes at the same time for a normal blink, it'll actually close both eyes all the way, as we can see here. And it'll keeps it asymmetric too. You can still move it around, and you can do a little wink. That's the kind of the fun part about this. So that kind of gives you a basic idea of how to use the reaction manager to control the wiring between a morph and the control. So hopefully that helped. Maybe a little bit confusing, but this may be one of those tutorials that you have to kind of watch a couple times to get it. It's a complicated thing, but the basics are there for you to get a start. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it helps. Thanks again.